On March 17, 2020, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran announced that K-12 schools would move to distance learning when students returned from spring break.
The department and K-12 school districts are instructed to redirect unspent 2019-2020 funds from various allocations to help low-income students purchase digital devices and establish internet services so that they can engage in remote instruction.
School districts had less than 2 weeks to develop and implement distance learning plans for Florida's 2.8 million students.
School districts are given flexibility for the remainder of the school year to provide alternative services or delay services until later in the summer months in coordination with the students' parents and IEP team.
School leaders and teachers reshaped the delivery of education with each new hurdle. The University of Florida Lastinger Center for Learning, in partnership with Impact Florida and with support from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, launched a statewide virtual listening tour to determine how education programs responded to the lockdown. Beginning in May, we interviewed and surveyed leaders, teachers, early childhood educators, students, and parents. And they had a lot to share.
How do you take attendance? What counts as attendance? What counts as participation? Do you mark grades during this time?
Have a plan of action in case you do not have to come back, in case we can't come back to the school.
Now we have to work diligently to accelerate closing those gaps.
And became much more critical.
Schools and early learning programs are critical to keeping communities functioning. They serve a vital role by providing a safe place for children to grow, learn, socialize, exercise, and eat a healthy meal. As things shut down, working families suffered. School and childcare support are the backbone of a thriving community. These programs prepare children for success in school and life. We explored the impact on schools and early childhood programs. Their stories highlight the magnitude of this disruption. Our findings also include the unique and creative ways Floridians rose to the challenge. Education leaders shifted their teams to distance learning. Many lacked the infrastructure and inventory to deploy programs within 2 weeks. We learned from education leaders that there really was no playbook. There was a lack of stable internet access and devices, training for teachers to use the technologies to deliver distance learning. There were problems using online platforms and having enough broadband to facilitate a class. Our teacher survey revealed 69% spent more time planning for distance learning compared to in-person instruction. 85% spent more time creating materials for students to use at home. 70% spent less time on instruction with students. 60% communicated with students every day. Parents became teachers and IT support. In many households with multiple children, there often were not enough devices. For many families, broadband capacity was slow, and in some areas, completely unavailable. 77% reported that female parents and guardians provided the most support for schoolwork. 45% had challenges balancing work and assisting with schoolwork. 31% had difficulty understanding school assignments. 27% had challenges finding enough time, space, and devices for multiple children. Early childhood providers faced incredible odds. Programs had to choose between staying open to serve working families like first responders or close the doors in an abundance of safety. 56% of Florida's childcare slots may be lost, impacting more than 419,000 children and their families. From these perspectives, we identified 5 key themes: the need for trauma-informed care, the importance of adequately preparing teachers to execute distance learning. Open communication between schools, parents, and students is a must for stability. Limited access to broadband keeps a significant number of students from learning, creating further disparities. Early childhood providers are a must to keep communities functioning and supporting the economy. There were many lessons learned through this traumatic experience. Our teachers showed a high degree of resilience and made the best of a difficult situation in order to minimize the effect on students. To highlight their good work, we developed an interactive web page that you can search by theme or location. Visit lastingercenter.com to learn more. COVID-19 shined a light on many of the disparities and opportunity for change in how we serve Florida's youngest citizens and their working parents. Now is a time to bring the change that makes our state a great place to live, learn, work, and play.